Jeff Platt here for PokerNews.com. We're at the PokerStars Caribbean Adventure, so of course it kind of makes sense to talk to Daniel Negreanu. So when you all were coming up with the concept of the PokerStars Players Championship, what were those discussions like?
Really what we're thinking is, like, how can we make a huge splash, right?
Yeah,
like a record-breaking event, super exclusive, like 25K buy-in, where we have a whole bunch of these moneymaker-like stories. It was just like a ridiculously absurd idea. Like, there's just no way we can do this, right? Then, you know, we got the budget cleared and everything. We got 300-plus packages to give away, $1 million on top. And, you know, we're thinking, you know, we might get like 700, 800 people in this thing. And then it just surpasses 1,000, and the hype around it all year was exactly what we wanted. And it was like a smashing success on all fronts. I mean, ideally, you'd like to see a Platinum Pass winner go all the way, but it's going to be tough sledding.
Sure.
Because it's going to bring out, not only is it going to bring out, you know, all these new players, but when sharks see the new players circling, they're like, doo-doo, doo-doo, you know, and so we had a lot of them too.
What was the vibe like, the atmosphere like at the start of this tournament?
So that's what's different, right, about this one? Because, like, I remember just meeting all the Platinum Pass winners at the party the night before. And, you know, you can get jaded. Like, a lot of these guys, yeah, I'm playing the tournament tomorrow. It's a $25,000 buy-in, right? So these guys are like, oh, my God, I'm playing a $25K tomorrow. And a lot of these guys have never played a $100 event before. So you just got that sense of, like, how special it was for them. And it just rubs off, I think, on everyone else. Just seeing a field like this for a $25K is crazy.
Take us through the Donate with Daniel challenge, because that's something that allowed you to award somebody else with a Platinum Pass.
So the idea behind, like, all the team pros getting a Platinum Pass to give away to their people is, like, what connects to you? Like, what makes sense? Like, so obviously the Nemi, Jason Somerville's, they're looking for the next big vlogger, right? But for me, I thought, like, what can I contribute and how? And I was like, for me, I love to give, right? And part of that is poker raises so much money for charity. So I thought, like, how about this? We'll get somebody who's willing to play for half, and then the other half, they got to tell me what is near and dear to their heart. So it was really like a lot of feel-good stories, and I was super happy with I just like George's kind of like calm nature, and just like, you know, mental health is obviously an issue that is like super important, not just for poker players when they go through bad beats, but, you know,
more than that.
Yeah, exactly.
What were you thinking when you received that kind of a turnout for that kind of a challenge? Because there were just an overwhelming amount of submissions.
Well, it's awesome to see, right?
Yeah.
Like, it was awesome to hear, you know, and there was we put them in groups and different things. Like, the vast majority, like, just the vastness of, like, what people are drawn to in terms of what giving, you know, whether it was like animal shelters, whether it was cancer, whether it was children, there was so many different things. It was really difficult to narrow down, frankly, to just a few. Because, you know, I'd love to give everyone a Platinum Pass, you know, who wanted one, but it was a fun process, and you know, I really enjoyed, like, so I worked with a team of people to help me, like, look at them and give me some feedback. But ultimately, once I saw, just, you know, George seemed just very real, and he actually offered to give 100% of the money to it. I'm like, no, you have to play for something, you know? Yeah, but he had a great experience. Unfortunately, he didn't win it, but, you know.
We saw old school kid poker, I guess you could say, return for Super High Roller Bowl 5. Is that kind of style here to stay for you? I mean, you just want to have fun when you're playing, right?
Totally, yeah. I mean, I did the boring, like, check thing, like Super High Roll, but I did well. You know, I came second to Justin Bonomo. But part of what I realized, too, is, like, what has made me good at poker for a lot of years is my ability to, you know, schmooze and talk and stuff like that, and it opens up, you know, new things for me. Like, I think a lot of players were not just accustomed to it, and they never have been. So I'm bringing it back full on, and I also think it's way more fun for, like, viewers to watch, and it's just more engaging, and it's just more who I am. Like, I'm not the robot. And once I realized, like, I don't need to be the robot to be successful, I'm like, so I can just be me? Let's do that. Yeah.
Finally, you are engaged.
Yeah.
I don't know if you were aware of that. To Amanda Leatherman. How excited are you all? Is everybody watching invited to the wedding? What's the deal?
Yeah, so maybe I was a little distracted in the PSPC because day one I was, like, doing wedding lists.
Good luck.
Yeah, I was like, I wasn't getting reads like I probably should have. That's the hardest part, is coming up with the wedding list, right? Because, like, if you invite everybody, that's, you know, thousands of people in the poker world, right? So we have to, like, come up with a number. You're in. We got you on the list. We got Jeff Platt
I'll
on the
take
list.
it.
You were there for the engagement. You get to be there. We'll even give you a +1 while we're at it. Yeah.
Well, that might be tough, but go ahead.
And Phil Hellmuth made sure to let me know he's on the list, so I showed him a screenshot saying he was #1. And he's telling people, like, yeah, I'm #1 on the list. He's #1 on one list, aside from bracelets, yeah.
I could certainly see him being excited about being on the top of the list. Thanks for the time.
Of course, man.
All right, that's Daniel Negreanu. I'm Jeff Platt for PokerNews.com.